Born in New York City and raised in Bushwick, Brooklyn, a star was born. His name is Anthony Ramos Martinez. And today in this video, we are going to be discussing his rise to fame, his N-word fetish. Yes, he has an N-word fetish. We are also going to be talking about my unpopular opinions on In the Heights and my closing statement pretty much in this video. And before I start the video, I would like to let everyone know to please fully watch the video. And if anything, if you do not have time, just use this timestamp. I really would appreciate if you fully watch the video before you jump into conclusions, because pretty much people have an issue when it comes to me talking about Latinos and the N-word. And by Latinos, I'm talking about white Latinos, or yeah, pretty much that, or any non-black person who uses the N-word. People get mad, but I'm not dealing with that today. So please fully watch the video and then understand where I'm coming from as a black man and black Latino. Okay? Okay. We are going to start the video now. To start off, Mr. Ramos is of Puerto Rican descent. I am bringing this up right now because this will lead to the next topic. After graduating high school, Ramos attended the American Musical and Dramatic Academy on a full scholarship. He graduated from its musical theater program in 2011. Ramos began to obtain fame and acclaim from works on Broadway productions In the Heights and Hamilton. Then, in September 2016, he was announced to be portraying Mars Blackman in She's Gotta Have It, which, by the way, I will be talking more about this in a few. Anthony Ramos received portrayals in other acclaimed movies, which include A Star Is Born, White Girl. I'm gonna go back to this in a few as well. In the Heights, which comes out in a few days, and I will be talking a bit more in a few too. Monsters and Men, and Godzilla, King of the Monsters, to name a few. Now we are going to be talking about Anthony Ramos' N-word fetish. Fans of Mr. Ramos have been addressing their disapproval of his usage of the N-word. People made tweets on the topic, posts on Reddit, and someone took their time to write an amazing piece on Wattpad. Do not worry, I will be leaving the sources down below. Around December 2020, Anthony Ramos was caught using the N-word on an Instagram Live. People called him out, and surprisingly, the topic did not trend because I found out about this a month ago. Yes, mind you, this happened in December 2020, and it took me until April 2021 to find out about this issue that he had done. Someone on Twitter also said this isn't the first time he has said the N-word. It took him a week to address the controversy. His response is extremely tone deaf. Mind you, he made this as a comment instead of him just addressing it in the actual post or in the actual Instagram story, but nope. Instead, he just put it there so people could read it. Most of the people we all know on Instagram, they're not going to look straight through the comments. They're gonna actually want to see a post, whether on his actual page or the Insta story. It doesn't make sense to me that he didn't bother, but we all know why, because it didn't get any attraction in the media, and also he didn't want to bring negative press. Well, you got it right now because of me, and thanks to these amazing people who addressed the backlash back then. But there's more, guys. He also said the N-word in White Girl, and She's Gotta Have It.
What the fuck? Yo, this nigga always crying, yo.
You gotta play with the big boys, baby. That's how it goes.
I'm not going to that crazy ass nigga's house right now.
Oh, you not?
Nah, they don't never do shit. You know what? That's real talk, son. This nigga would never do that shit for me, though, for real.
Wow! Second, this is the third fucking time he says the word.
Oh my God, quit taking on my damn phone. You want thirsty ass
Oh,
nigga.
you a half ass nigga too.
And half Puerto Rican.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Unacceptable. And the fact that I thought it was okay at the beginning when I watched She's Gotta Have It, because White Girl, I just started to watch it again because I originally watched it back then, but I didn't fully watch the movie, but I did notice that he said the N-word, but that was within the first 15-20 minutes of the movie. I didn't fully watch it, but now that I fully watched it to make this video, I found out that he said the N-word 3 times, which is what I just showed you guys in the clips. And it's disgusting. I'm not going to go too in depth with this one, but all I gotta say is, Elizabeth Woods, you disgust me because you're a white woman. How are you going to allow not only white Latinos to say the N-word in your movie, but the fact that you're not black, and even a black person like Spike Lee, because I'm gonna come for him too next. You guys not supposed to be allowing this. I do not care if this is your experience with Latinos when you was going through whatever you went through in college, because allegedly this was about her college life. That's no excuse. You could have used a different word, or you could have just scrapped the N-word in general. Why are you gonna use it knowing that this is an offensive term? I mean, not towards black people, but people who are not black are not supposed to say the N-word. Both N-words. Nigger and nigga. You get it? You get it? You get it? You get it? Y'all not supposed to say it. That's it. Spike Lee, I expected more from him, but I'm not going to front. I did thought he was an Afro-Latino, Anthony Ramos, but thanks to my mom, she corrected me because he's not. Even a few of his fans, they've said, oh, that his mom was an Afro-Latina. Okay, when I look at his mom, I could see it. She's mixed, which means that not only she has indigenous features, she also has African features, and she has white features too. And even though I don't know how Anthony Ramos' dad looks, but the imagery I've seen of his siblings and him, of course, I could tell he's white, the dad. Which means he's not supposed to say the N-word. He never identifies as Afro-Latino too, that's another thing. So yeah, he's definitely not an Afro-Latino. Yeah, I'm very disappointed in Spike Lee with this one, because why would you allow this white Puerto Rican man to say the N-word in your own show? Another thing, why he didn't choose an Afro-Latino character to portray Mars Blackman. And I'm not saying that Anthony Ramos, he didn't do a great portrayal of Mars. Pretty much he was one of my favorite characters on the show, but now that I rewatched this episode. Elizabeth Woods and Spike Lee do better. So I've seen the trailer a few times, and I was rooting for this movie. I really thought they were going to do better with diversity. I thought that they were going to be including all shades of Latinos, but I was wrong once again. And honestly, I expected more from John M. Chun. I hope I'm saying his name right. But yeah, he's the director, and I think the executive producer is Nin. You guys know the guy from Hamilton, the one who created it, and of course In the Heights. Well, he didn't write In the Heights. You guys get the point. The point is, I expected more because I was thinking, maybe since he's not an actual Latino, Mr. Chun, he's Chinese. I was thinking, maybe he's going to be more open. He's going to try to diversify his casting or whatever. And I was wrong. Almost every speaking character are white Latinos. Okay, there's one talking black character. Yay, congrats, aka Benny. And then there's an Afro-Latina character, Chuka. But here's the thing. Chuka, the Afro-Latina character, she's mestiza. She's mixed. She's not, a dark-skinned Afro-Latino like me. And Benny, sure, Benny's my black representation. And obviously, Chuka would be my black representation too. But this is the thing. I want to see an actual Afro-Latino character. I'm tired of seeing a talking black character and then that caramel Afro-Latina or close to caramel but close to whiteness too. I'm tired of the same thing. It's like I always have to accept it, and other people that look just like me that are Afro-Latinos too, we have to always accept the bare minimum that Hollywood give us, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired. And it's no shade towards all the actors. I know they did the best of their abilities, but that's how I see it. I do not see myself supporting that movie. And I've wanted to, but I'm not going to do it. Plus, I'm not really a musical fan. I personally, when I saw the trailer a few times, especially with my sister, we were laughing. We thought it was funny. Because my sister, she's in the middle with, my older sister, she's in the middle when it comes to musicals. I'm in the middle too, but I'm more like in the bottom when it comes to that, because I'm not really a musical fan. But the point is, I just thought it was corny. I'm just being honest. That's how I thought. And then when I saw the diversity, there were, I think, a few Afro-Latinos and also black people in general. And I think there were a few other ethnic groups too and races. There were also white people, I think, and a few Asian. But you guys get my point. It's like, that's the bare minimum. What happened to inclusion with Afro-Latinos? You couldn't get at least one Afro-Latino that's close to my shade in Washington Heights to hire or something to get a minimal speaking role? Like, is that difficult? It's really that difficult in Washington Heights. Washington Heights is very diverse. So I can't, you cannot fool me with the bullshit. You cannot fool me, but truth, I'm not going to be supporting this movie. I am done trying to see myself in films always when it comes to a black character being portrayed by an actual like African American character. Like, you could even make Benny an Afro-Latino. Like, honestly, I wouldn't care if Benny was going to be portrayed by Christopher still, because there are Afro-Latinos who be taking African American portrayals. But of course, once again, you guys always want to do that talking black man thing. Thank you so much if you fully watched this video. I appreciate you. Today's featured comment. Tell me what you think about anything that I said in this video. Also, if you're a fan of Anthony Ramos and you made it this far, tell me what you learned from me. And of course, be respectful. Otherwise, you're getting blocked. I'm dead ass. Also, tell me what you think about In the Heights, especially if you agree with my thoughts. Thank you and peace, mi gente.